I'm a 25-year-old guy, and my girlfriend, 26, and I had been together for about 4.5 years. We started living together a little over a year ago. Originally, we planned to move in after she finished her degree, but a conflict with her roommate pushed us to cohabitate earlier than expected. Our relationship has generally been smooth. We rarely fight, we encourage each other's hobbies, and sharing a home has been mostly easy. The only recurring issue is her aversion to confrontation. For instance, she's a part-time supervisor at her job, but the new hires she trains earn more than she does. She hasn't received a raise in over a year, which violates labor laws, yet she refuses to address it with her manager. This frustrates me, especially since she moved into my apartment. I cover all expenses, rent, car insurance, gas, utilities, except for groceries, which we split evenly. It's been tough on my modest income, but I manage, hoping things will improve soon. Her family and I get along fairly well. They helped me relocate a few years back and assisted with her move last year. We visit them for major holidays and occasionally otherwise, as they live 6 hours away in another city. The one point of contention is religion. I'm not religious, but her parents are devout Christians, and my girlfriend is secretly non-practicing. Whenever we visit, they push their faith on me, subtly mocking my refusal to participate with comments like, "We'll bring you around," said half-jokingly. Since our visits are usually brief, lasting 2 to 4 hours, it's never been a major issue. However, a couple of months ago, we stayed overnight at their place for the first time. Things went fine during the day, but at bedtime, they insisted I sleep on their small couch instead of sharing my girlfriend's spacious room. Confused, I asked why I couldn't sleep with her, and they said our relationship didn't meet their moral standards. I respected their house rules, but explained that, at 6 feet 6 inches, their tiny couch, barely larger than a love seat, would be unbearable due to lifelong back pain from rapid growth in my youth, which even forced me to quit sports I loved. I offered to book a nearby hotel room for myself or both of us, as hotels were just minutes away. They accused me of overreacting and disrespecting their beliefs. After some back and forth, they relented, telling me to sleep wherever I wanted, clearly upset, before retiring to bed. I considered getting a hotel, but my girlfriend got mad at me for suggesting it, so I stayed on the couch. I didn't sleep at all, and my back ached for days afterward. At least I watched some decent movies. The next day, no one mentioned the incident, and we left. My girlfriend later said I shouldn't have argued in their home, leaving me feeling guilty. Months later, her parents wanted to visit and stay with us. We agreed, but I informed them that our couch wasn't big enough for two. Confused, they asked why they couldn't use our spare room. I explained that since they didn't respect our relationship by making me sleep on their couch, I expected them to follow my house rules and sleep on ours. They argued that their marriage made their relationship more legitimate. I countered that, to me, respect in a relationship comes from its foundation and how people treat each other, not marriage. They hung up, texted my girlfriend that they wouldn't visit until I apologized, and called me unreasonable. This sparked an argument with my girlfriend, who agreed with her parents that marriage elevates a relationship's status. I reiterated that respect, not a certificate, defines a relationship's value. Now I'm questioning whether I should apologize and let them use the spare room. My girlfriend thinks I'm being immature, petty, and unfair. I admit I'm being petty, but I feel uneasy letting them disregard my relationship with their daughter in my own home. They didn't object to us living together, but took issue with us sharing a bed at their place, which I found inconsistent, but never raised. Update 1, April 22nd, 2025. It's been 20 days, and I forgot to update until Reddit logged me in automatically. Reading the comments helped me see I was absolutely being a petty jerk. Acknowledging this, I apologized to my girlfriend the day after my post, admitting I acted childishly, like a toddler hoarding toys. She laughed at the analogy, forgave me, and asked me to call her parents, which I planned to do anyway. I called her parents, apologized sincerely, and admitted my immaturity. They accepted, but didn't laugh, saying they'd reschedule their visit later. All seemed fine. However, the comments and private messages made me realize I needed to address my girlfriend's lack of initiative if I wanted a future with her. I prepared my thoughts, and a couple of days later, sat her down. I started by affirming my love for her and listing what she brings to our relationship. Then, I explained that for our relationship to grow healthily, we needed more balance. I cover nearly all expenses, do most cooking and cleaning, and wanted a compromise. She got upset, feeling I was saying she had no value. I tried to reassure her, but the conversation stalled. 2 days later, I brought it up again. It was tense, but we agreed she'd ask her boss for a raise and take on more cooking and cleaning. Not more than me, but a fairer share. I also asked her to address her parents' attempts to convert me, but she wasn't ready for that yet. Baby steps. However, since that talk, she's been distant. She's only made quick meals like frozen dinners or mac and cheese. When I offered to teach her my recipes, she snapped, "If you don't like it, cook yourself." Fair. but I know she's as capable a cook as I am. I've asked if she's stressed or upset, but she denies it. Our intimacy has plummeted from every other day to twice since my last post. I've leaned into her love language, words of affirmation, with extra compliments, but she seems uninterested. I asked if I miscommunicated during our talks, but she says no. How can I help her feel happier? She barely acknowledges me when I get home now. Edit 1. Based on comments, I'm considering two options. A. Spend a week focusing on myself, cooking my own meals, watching what I want, and signing up for pottery or baking classes I've been waiting for her to join. I worry she'll see this as petty, like the couch incident. B. Have one more serious talk, expressing my feelings and what needs to change for our relationship to work. I fear she might end things, but if she does, it's probably for the best. Edit 2. I'm leaning toward option A to show her how it feels, then discuss my feelings. Maybe she'll understand better if I focus on myself first. Update 2, May 10th, 2025. It's been almost 3 weeks, and I forgot to update despite the traction my post got. Thanks for all the advice. It showed me I was being a doormat and that her behavior wasn't okay. I followed through with option A. On April 21st, I started making my own breakfast before she woke up. She asked why I didn't make hers, and I said she could handle it since she told me to cook for myself if I didn't like her meals. Over the next few days, I watched my own shows, signed up for a pottery class without telling her, and stopped inviting her to do things with me. After the first day, she stopped asking about my actions and seemed indifferent. It felt like we were just roommates sharing a bed. It hurt, but I hoped it would make her see my perspective. After a week, I was at my breaking point, and she started making snide comments. Our conversations turned into arguments, and we grew further apart. On Saturday, I planned a final talk. That morning, as I ate breakfast alone, she exploded, accusing me of not loving her, cheating, and being a terrible boyfriend. I stayed calm, finished eating, and said we needed to talk. She looked furious, expecting me to confess infidelity. I assured her I wasn't cheating, then explained how her expectations and lack of communication made me feel unloved and unappreciated. I mentioned her parents' conversion attempts and how her shutting down discussions hurt. It turned into another argument, but not too heated. Eventually, I suggested she leave for some space. It felt awful, but I stood firm. She called me foolish, saying no one would love me the way I want or tolerate my neediness. I asked her not to insult me and to leave. When she asked where she'd go, I said to figure it out and offered hotel money if needed. She left without taking money and texted insults that night. I ignored them, responding only to say I'd pack her things for pickup the next day. I packed quickly, like I was racing a deadline. She returned Sunday afternoon, shocked I'd actually packed. She asked if I was serious about ending things, and I said yes, rolling with her assumption of a breakup. I suggested we could still talk to understand what went wrong, but it sparked another fight. I told her to take her stuff and go. She stormed out, slamming the door. Over the next few days, she collected her belongings while my friend stayed over for support. She insulted me again the first day, mocking my need for a friend, but was silent afterward. By Thursday, May 1st, she'd taken everything, and my friend left. The quiet house felt awful. I called her, asking why things fell apart. She apologized, saying she wished she'd been better, and I said the same. She asked to come back, but I said I'd think about it. After rereading my posts and your comments, I decided against it. I called her, said it was over for good, and hung up as she tried to argue. She bombarded me with calls and texts, but I blocked her. Her parents texted, calling me awful, but I ignored them. It's been a week without contact. I don't know where she's staying or who's helping her. I'm trying not to dwell on it, but it's hard. She ended things in my mind with her behavior. Update 3, May 14th, 2025. Thanks for wanting more updates. This has become a bit of a diary. I learned who she's staying with. A mutual friend from her school days. Someone we hung out with, maybe 10 times total. I found out through another friend who was surprised she's staying there. I don't think they're more than friends, but it's odd since neither of us was close to him and he lives farther from her work and university than I do. I haven't contacted him and won't. I signed up for therapy, starting in a week and a half. I blocked her and her parents after she called 3 days ago. I didn't answer. She's been telling mutual friends closer to her that I was cruel to her and her family, forced her to do everything, and that her friend rescued her. I learned this while chatting online with a mutual friend. I explained my side, but she seemed skeptical, so I dropped it. I was invited to a friend's birthday party this Saturday, and she might be there. I want to go, but may skip it if she attends. I'm unsure how to handle her spreading these stories. Update 4, May 20th, 2025. I couldn't sleep, so here's another update. It was a holiday, and I've been reflecting. Since she's been telling people I was abusive and she escaped, I've casually shared my side with mutual friends, mentioning parts of the breakup. Most responded with, That's not what she said. But at least my truth is out there. My friend who stayed during the breakup offered to back me up, which I appreciate. I went to the party and she was there but didn't cause a scene.